take some questions.
Without having studied the film, what's your first impression, and how do you feel like you guys did both sides of the ball?
Running game offensively was good. Sean Austin looked as good as I've ever seen him. He's hard to tackle. Last spring we didn't get anything out of him, and then camp we didn't get anything out of him, and then the first 5 games of the year we didn't get anything out of him, and then as the season went on, he became more healthy. He looks good. Andrew Bowie runs hard. So we're doing something right up front from a blocking standpoint. Ryan Clark and Donovan Miles are doing, good from a blocking standpoint, but just looking at those two guys run, they ran pretty hard. That's the first thing that stands out. And then again, the situational stuff from things that we need to do to get better offensively on third down situations and score zone look pretty good.
Dan, when you get into situations like this, I mean, clearly you're going up against yourself all the way up until the season. There's no other opponent. How much do you see the guys kind of relish that opportunity, though, to actually get a win if they're on offense or, get a stop on defense?
Yeah, they're competing. I mean, that's if you don't have that, then you got problems, But you got guys like Tavon and Broderick, jawing at each other pretty good, and there's a lot of that stuff going on. You got guys like Cook and Stedman that are jawing, going at it, and from a up front standpoint, Braun is a guy that is a totally different guy than he was a year ago, and you get him and George Wright getting after it, and watching those guys compete is something that has to exist in order to have any kind of chance whatsoever of getting better. So that's existing, and we're happy with that. Again, it's who wins and who loses isn't really necessarily the point. Offensively, those guys want to win, but defensively, those guys want to win. And it's not a competition. It's make yourself better, make your unit better, make your team better.
Your defensive coordinators were talking a lot about the depth that you're going to need going against some of those offenses next year. How's that coming along, and what are you hoping for there by the end of spring here?
Just progress. Just progress. You need to keep getting these guys reps. Again, this is the first of 3 true live scrimmage situations, so we'll learn a lot more about it, once we study the film today. But then it's just improving, and you're going to add 25 more guys in August, where we're going to get those guys a bunch of snaps to see who can handle playing at this level right now. So it's all about snaps. It's all about repping first team, second team, third team guys, and seeing who makes progress and who doesn't.
Are there things you can only evaluate in scrimmage situations, or is it just part of the process?
Well, there's we practice against each other and have team reps all the time, but there's the moving the ball aspect of things that has to exist from a situational standpoint. You can't get that if you're just running team period against each other. So how will people actually do when they move the ball, and you put them in that situation, it's a little higher intensity, and was clearly a little bit different out there today than it was in previous team periods.
Defensively, in terms of getting the plays in, getting the calls, things like that, how'd that go today? I imagine it was faster than you guys have done before.
I'm impressed with it. And again, that's one reason these guys have been hired, because everybody we play is going to be able to run things quickly. And I don't tempo our guys in a normal team situation. In the scrimmage, I do. And so there was times where we were going a lot faster, as we would in a real game, to where, the defensive guys, they understand that, and they're not complaining about it. All they're doing is understanding that this is real life and this is the way it's going to be, so we better figure out ways to get calls in, and we better figure out ways to ignore personnel and line up and be able to get it communicated. I thought they did a great job of communicating it and getting lined up. Didn't stop us and didn't tackle as well as we'd like them to, but that will come.
Guys jawing at each other in competition, getting, kind of way I guess a football coach likes it. You don't mind, I guess, when they get into a scuffle or whatever, as long as no one gets hurt.
Yeah, it's just obviously unless it wastes too much time or gets somebody hurt or carries into the locker room, then you got a problem, which none of that exists right now.
I guess you just got to draw a line on your own almost.
Yeah, you just tell them to quit it and move on. It's good, wholesome, healthy fun is what it is. And if that competitive edge doesn't exist, then you're in trouble. And I think we got some guys that have that, have the ability to be able to challenge some people. And, I mean, Tavon talks more crap than anybody on our team, I can assure you that. But it's all in good fun, and it's good fun. With him, it carries into the locker room because it's all in good fun. He's a great teammate.
Louis been a nice surprise?
Yeah, just from a consistency standpoint. He's a tough kid. He ran hard, gets hit hard, plays hard, blocks hard, takes hits because he plays so hard. Yeah, and for him to be able to do it for 9 straight days has impressed me. I'm sure Dustin's watching on the sidelines and with some anxiety just seeing him get a whole bunch of reps, and Sean as well. But as we found out last year, you can't just go into the season with one running back. I mean, you need to have a bunch of them. But I'm sure Dustin's ready to get to August where he can get out there and get some reps as well.
In the few plays we saw, it seemed like the offense, we saw the first drive, I guess. It seemed like you guys picked up right where you left off. I know you're not looking to be in mid-season form, but do you feel like there's some carryover from last year and that these guys are still kind of clicking there?
Well, there better be. We're not doing our job if there isn't. You got 9 starters back. I mean, those guys know what to do. And now it's about just improving everything, from a consistency standpoint. I mean, all 9 of them should be better than they were in December. The whole mid-season form thing comes from a timing aspect and a health aspect and a game plan aspect and all that. But these guys individually, everything about them should be a little better than it was in December, confidence-wise and strength-wise, speed-wise, familiarity-wise. And, yeah, I do think that exists. And, again, our objectives offensively to improve, to get better, are getting better in situations and developing depth, which we're doing slowly, and we'll continue to do it in August.